10 years from now, fans will expect a lot more from players. I am Noah Nifty Francis, and I play for Team Envy's Counter-Strike team. 2015 was really when it took off. Many players and fans from other esports would want to watch Counter-Strike. And we've kind of just been in this slow ascent ever since. But we've always kind of been going up, and even now, like, we have our highest number of players that have ever played Counter-Strike.
My friend with that orb, Chris J goes down. And Nifty is coming up absolutely insane right now for the Red.
It has a lot to do with just the personalities that have grown throughout it. I mean, there are still like legends that still play from 20 years ago. Everyone loves to watch those storylines develop. That's probably the biggest thing about Counter-Strike, is just like storylines and how things evolve. Everyone chases after consistency, right? You want to consistently perform well. But how can you do that? How does that make sense if you don't live a consistent day-to-day life? But I think 3 to 5 years from now, you need to be growing as a player no matter how young you are. Like, you need to be coachable. You need to be willing to ask questions, but also to receive feedback, but also be completely receptive towards it. Right now, most of the space is players kind of just wanting to do too much by themselves and not understanding the benefits that they could receive from resources that their team could provide them. They came out of their bedroom, 15, 16, 17 years old, and joined a professional team. All of a sudden they believe that they're professionals, and they think that that's what professionalism is. It can be really, really difficult to do those things, especially if you're on long practice hour days. So time management skills, huge. Coachability, huge. Social media presence, gotta have it. Those are key points. We have to understand that, we are entertainers. Our job is to put on a show for the fans. You have to have the energy, you have to do your job, right? It's not easy. You have to be in this good, proper mentality. We're not athletes in a sense where we are going to be running up and down a field or a court. Nobody knows what kind of effects gaming is going to have on you 20 years from now. Same way as like football didn't know that you can get concussions from being a lineman, right? We don't know, so we still have to take care of our bodies and our minds especially, and if that helps you 3 or 5% in the game to perform better, then take it. Fans give players way too much credit. It's like being a mother and loving your kid even though you know that your kid is like a disaster, but you're going to love them anyway. And that's how a lot of fans treat their favorite players now. I think, roughly 10 years from now, they will expect more out of players, much more interaction, or just a way of speaking to the other side. It's really tough to know what might show up in the next 20 years, but I think that's what it would look like. It would evolve into a very global thing, and kids would want to be growing up to be professional esports athletes, maybe rather than NBA players.